Hello everyone, I'm Ep.1 welcome to Road to 100% on Breath of the Wild. So you might be asking us, what is this about? Well, over there is a percentage mark. I'm going to try and fill that up and try to get 100% completion of the map on the Sheikah Slate. So while I was recording this, I got the Dark Link armor, and there it is, the full set, which gives you speed up at night. Okay, so let's just get right into this episode by putting on the Wild Armor, which you get if you unlock all 120 shrines and complete them. That's what you get as a gift, that full armor set, which you could upgrade to get a 64 total rank, I would say, for the armor. So I'm gonna go look for a Korok seed right here, and I think there is one pretty much nearby me, so I'm gonna try and go look for one here. And yeah, so here we go. We're gonna just walk across here, and there's some stone taluses, as you can see, and I have to pick them up, but he hits me right there, so I have to get back up and pick up another one and throw him down. And that's how you can get rid of those guys. You have to throw them down so that they can, because otherwise they can hit you, or if you have a fire one, they can burn you. If you have a nice one, it could freeze you. So, I'm trying to look for a Korok seed right here. I think I saw one nearby this area, or at least something like that along those lines. So, let's go take a look at the map here. We're gonna have to take a look and see where we roughly should look, where I think I found this. I forgot to mark a pin. That's the problem. I was gonna mark a pin, but I completely forgot about it. So I'm trying to look for one here. And, oh, right here, I think is somewhere, because I remember that there was some kind of Korok, I've heard. So I'll show you what it is in a second here. But it's a set of 3 trees on the hill of Bomber, and as I found out when I was picking one of the trees, is that is actually Korok seed. The thing is, what was supposed to happen is there's this one tree all the way to the left, which you'll see on the hill in a second, and that tree was overfilled with apples, and what you have to do is you have to pick apples in order to have one left, and that matches up with the 2 others. But the problem is, I accidentally messed that up, and I grabbed all the apples. So now I'm trying to check, and sure enough, the apples haven't grown back all the way yet for this one. So it's still kind of messed up, and I'm still going to have to wait for it. Ah, man. Okay, so that plan doesn't seem to be working out. And it looks like I have to just get out of this area, because I can't get the Korok seed yet. So, I also decided to try and find another Korok seed, which I actually found a flower, a yellow flower. If you guys don't know, there is a yellow flower that you can follow, and if once it turns white, if you follow it, it turns into a Korok person, and that Korok person, of course, will give you Korok seed. So I'm pretty sure I saw it along the Squabble River over here. So the closest place for me to get there to check out to see if it actually is still there, if I was sure or not, if it was a Korok seed or not. We're gonna have to take a look here and head on to see where could this Korok seed be. Here we go. We're going to pop into the menu here and wait for a bit. So if you guys notice, I maxed out everything other than the hearts. With 120 shrines, if you try and get everything, you can only either fill all the hearts, but not all the stamina, or all the stamina and all of the hearts. I also have 60 Korok seeds right now. I'm pretty sure something like that. Something like 60 Korok seeds. So, yeah, here we go. So we're going to have to fly on down to over here to see if it is there or not. And if it is, then we should be good, and we should be able to get our next Korok seed, which would be perfect. So if you guys can't tell already, I have the Highland Shield along with the Master Sword. So that's how that works. So let me just kill that thing right there and head on down. So during this series, I also want to give you guys some tips about the game, some for those new players, so that could be pretty useful. But I also want to get some Korok seeds throughout this series. So let's take a look. I'm trying to see if you could see the flower from here. which from stasis, because sometimes stasis shows objects. And oh, there it is. There is the flower right there. I found it. So now I have to, you walk up right next to it, disappears, pops back up. You're gonna have to look around for it. There it is. And boom. So then over there it spawns up, so I have to swim. The best option to use is if you already completed the Divine Beast, to use the Zora armor. If you completed the Varuta, wait, was it? Yeah, it was the Varuta, which it's the elephant. I'm pretty sure it's called Varuta. Use the Zora armor that you get as a reward to help you swim across faster and easier, especially if the water is gliding you across like that. It'd be also super helpful to make sure you have enough stamina to get across, or else you will get in a bad situation. Alright, let's equip that armor back again. I got my Korok Seed. Let's pull out the Master Sword and start whipping those choo-choos into shreds. Now we got some choo-choo jelly, which I don't pick up. But yeah, there you go. So the interesting is you can't drop Master Sword, but you can drop the most powerful shield in the game, which is a Highland Shield. You can't drop Master Sword. I'm assuming it's because it's the most important weapon in the game. So yeah. For those of you that do not know, the Highland Shield is the most powerful shield in the game. 90 defense. So I decided to head on out to Central Hyrule and show you guys the pure mere power that this thing can deliver. So let's head on in to Central Hyrule and I'll show you guys the pure power this thing can deliver. The problem is, the first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get rid of Daruk's protection, which is what you unlock after you go to Goron City and complete the Divine Beast mission. And by the way, the Divine Beast powers have been super helpful for me. So if you guys feel like, oh, why do I need these Divine Beast powers? They can be super useful throughout the game. So as you can see, there are two guardians on me. The one, now it's just one. So I decided to try and face one of these guardians, but the problem is I have Daruk's protection, so I'm gonna have to wait for a bit. But here we go. So there's just a random standing still guardian. People can usually get pretty intimidated by these things, so I'm gonna have to pull up the Highland Shield. But of course, Daruk's protection has to save me in this scenario so that we can get that. So here we go. We're gonna have Daruk's protection to kill him right away. That guardian, there goes the guardian. This is also why Daruk's protection can be very useful if you get in a situation where you can't defeat a guardian very easily and you're in a very bad situation where you, like, for example, you don't have many weapons or you don't have very good weapons, they can't face the guardian very easily. It is very good to have Daruk's protection. So it is, and by the way, that's if you face the Fire Blight Ganon inside of the lizard one. So there you go. I have one more Daruk's protection left before I have to head on out and leave with that. So the thing is, now we're gonna head out, and I actually saw a walking guardian right over there. You see it? There it is. But sadly, I get annoyed quickly by one of those stupid, annoying members after I defeated their leader. So now I just have to deal with him, and we're good. I like their bows, but I can't pick up one up because I have max bows. Okay, so now that we got him, now we can continue on and go deal with that guardian. So first of all, this guardian, with the one with the walking legs, is more powerful. So what we're going to have to do is use the last Daruk's protection to get at quarter health, sorry, 3/4 health, and then use our shield, and boom! The 90 Highland Shield can deflect guardian beams. It could also parry them back at the guardian. That's how I can defeat all the guardians. And that's how I am easily able to also defeat Calamity Ganon against his rays. That's how I beat Calamity Ganon. I avoided all of his other moves until he did the ray thingy, and I used my Highland Shield. So yeah, that's, to me, that's the easiest method. So I might have to do a video later on showing you guys how to get to Hyrule Castle and beat Calamity Ganon. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, let's continue. So the bow I'm using, for anyone wondering, is the golden bow. It zooms in, and it's really useful for me because it zooms in for better accuracy. So now I'm going to head to the Dueling Peaks once again to try and look for some more Korok seeds, because I start by tower, try and look for Korok seeds. So, yeah. There's 900, I only have 60, so we're gonna have to go off with that. Yeah, woo. This is not gonna end well. Anyway, let's continue on. But before I continue, I probably noticed that I'm heading over here to the Farron Tower. Now, the Farron Tower is just south of the Great Plateau, past the bridge. So over here on the Farron Tower, you'll notice two of these creatures right here. All you have to do is kill them, and you'll notice something called hardy durians. Okay, and now if you probably haven't guessed what those things are, these things can be very useful, and I'll show you guys how they are useful in just a few minutes. So when you're over here in the Farron Tower, these things are very popular within these areas, and as you can see, this is how you could harvest them. They have nice small trees that are very distinguishable in this area. All you have to do is grab all of them. Now, sometimes Legend of Zelda is very not creative with the names, and you could probably tell what the word hardy means in hardy durian. It gains hearts, but the amount of hearts that it gains is what I love gathering these fruits for, and why when I was playing this game before beating Calamity Ganon, why I gathered these things so much, and I'll show you why. So I would say gather at least all of the hardy durians in this area that you can see, which best option is at least 15 hardy durians in this area, because this area is pretty much where they grow, in the most popular area where they grow that I see them. So climb all of the trees and all of the areas, look around to see if you could find any hardy durians as much as you possibly can. With these hardy durians, they can be super useful, and I'll show you guys how useful they are in just a few minutes. So continue on. Once you gather all of your hardy durians, now what you could do is you can head on down to a place with a cooking pot. And if you guys do not know what a cooking pot is in Legend of Zelda, it is basically a metal like basin thing this kind of looks like stone over a fire. And this is usually located in stables or in all of the 4 villages where the divine beasts are located. There's always a campfire there. Cooking pot there. Cooking pots can be very, very useful for making stuff like food, mana, and stuff like that for you, like potions. That's what I mean by mana, by the way. So I headed to my closest stable, which is usually I don't actually head to stable. Usually I head to Rito Village, but in this case, I'm gonna head towards the closest stable. And for anyone wondering, that is how a cooking pot looks like. So now you're gonna head onto your inventory and grab 5 hardy durians, which is as much as you can hold, so it's really easy to do. And you're gonna cook them. And what you get is why I love cooking these things. You get a hearty simmered fruit, full recovery plus 20 extra temporary hearts. It is crazy. This thing was super useful for me in this game. Now, before I actually beat Calamity Ganon, cooking 5 of these things gets you 20 extra hearts plus a full recovery no matter how many hearts you have. There are 30 total hearts you can get in this game. And you can just, if you have low hearts and you're just starting the game, head to Farron Tower, get some of these hardy durians, and even if you cook 2 like you just saw me doing, you get 9 extra temporary hearts. It's super useful, and they work super well for your situation. If you have low hearts and you need some kind of boost, that can be very, very helpful. So now we're gonna head on back to the Dueling Peaks Tower, where I'm going to try and find another Korok seed. So, apparently, there was a rock in Shivanir that people were reporting, so I decided to check it out and see if I could actually find this Korok seed. Now, for those of you wondering, I sometimes use a guide, sometimes I do not. Usually I just try and explore the area, try and find my own Korok seeds, but sometimes I like to head on to look at guides, what people are saying where you can find some Korok seeds. In this case, this was one of those times where I used the guide, and they said that there is a rock nearby the Shivanir Shrine at the south peak in the Dueling Peaks. So I decided to head over there and find out. Now, in this cold area, it's good to wear your cold armor so that you can be very cold resistant. And it could be super helpful for you, so be sure to equip all of your cold armor. In this case, I got this from the retail village, this entire set, and it gives you all maxed out of cold resistance. So you're gonna head on down, and apparently it was nearby a cliff. So I decided to see the nearest cliff where I could find a rock. And then the quite disappointing thing was I accidentally took on my bow, but I decided to see. And over there, you'll actually notice that there was a rock that I completely missed. That was the rock I was supposed to head on to. But no, instead I decided it would be a good idea if I could head down here. So that is why during this recording, I did not find the Korok seed, because I spent too much time trying to look for the area. I did take a screenshot right there though, since that was a very, very good thing. Since that was a very good site. I take a lot of screenshots. It can usually either just because it's a good site, or because it helps me to memorize some stuff in this game. Alright, so I decided to mine some of this stuff. By the way, I mine with my Master Sword. A lot of experienced players might be like, what is wrong with you? Why do you mine with the Master Sword? Why don't you use something else? But I like using my Master Sword because as long as it recharges in 10 minutes, it is okay. That is why throughout this recording, as you can see, I try and find this rock to lift up and try to find Korok seed. But me, being the smarty pants that I am, did not find it. And that is why I spent at least another extra 4 minutes trying to look for this thing. But hey, at least I get to mine some stuff over in this area. And as you can see, there can be some valuable ores. So if you guys are exploring nearby mountains, or if you're in Goron City, be sure to look for some good ores. Sometimes you might be able to strike diamonds, which could be very, very helpful. Now, in my case, I can easily get diamonds by doing a deal at Zora's Domain, which I'll show you guys next episode. So here we go. Let's just mine this area, see what I can get. So right now I'm pretty much getting amber. Amber isn't worth that much. Topaz is worth more than amber, but still not that good enough. And as you can see, I once again go back to the She Vanir Shrine, and I still try again to look for this shrine. Sorry, for this Korok seed, this rock, which I already passed by, and since I can't see my 1080p screen very well, I decided, I can't see anything because I'm blind. Okay, well then. Okay, so we're going to wait for this to load up, and like I said, after this, I try and get some more materials, and I actually get some opal, strike some opal. Opal can go for a decent price at markets when you're selling them, and yeah. So next episode, I'll also show you guys how to get Darklink armor. As you guys saw in the beginning of this episode, I showcased my full set of Darklink armor, which I'll show you guys how to get next episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I loved playing Breath of the Wild and telling some of my tips and some of my stories, and also trying to get Korok seeds. This is a great way, I think, to kind of balance that off. So if you guys like more, be sure to leave a like, comment, and comment down below, and also subscribe if you enjoyed the content. You guys probably won't see another episode until later on, maybe in May or maybe even in June, which I know it sucks, but it's just because of all the scheduling for videos I do. I'm just, right now, I'm a month ahead, almost 2 months ahead on videos, so just I want to throw that in the schedule, kinda, so I could still make scheduled videos, but also throw something in there also. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Ricky102 as always, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Breath of the Wild. Peace out.